Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Gritmon here with Social. It is the Facebook Live show that I normally do every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. But today I am, of course, in Newcastle in the UK for Atomicon 19, which just ended. And I am here with one of the lovely speakers, Teresa Heath-Wareing.
Thank you.
Of THW Marketing. How did you ever come up with that name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I spent ages obviously thinking about it. Although I made a big mistake, by the way.
Oh,
just
what'd
quickly
you
tell
do?
you. So when you put THW Marketing into Google, it goes the marketing. It autocorrects it.
I noticed that.
Yeah, that's not a wise move.
But it is, in fact, THW Marketing. And we are going to talk quickly about content before dashing off to the parties. But first, I do want to, if you could tell the folks at home what you spoke about today.
Yeah, so today was great, actually, because I spoke about something different that I normally speak about. I am very well known to speak about social media and content and using social media for business. But one of the things I have a great passion for and I do a lot of work with is funnels and webinars and sales funnels and all that good stuff. So today I talked about webinars and how you can convert people to buy on a webinar. So I literally talk step by step through the process if you're going to do a webinar that you should do. And do you know what? I mean, it was an amazing crowd, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
But I got the nicest feedback.
Oh,
Such
so
nice feedback.
good.
Yeah, they were lovely, lovely.
It was very clear. It was very step by step. It was very actionable, which was really wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing. And of course, webinars are a fabulous form of content.
Yes.
So let's talk just a little. And I actually talked about content too. I also spoke at Atomicon. There were some small group discussions, and so I was the discussion leader. So I didn't have to prepare a presentation per se, but we had a lovely chat in my room about finding time.
That sounded like it was in your bedroom. It wasn't in a bedroom.
It was not.
No, that'd have been a different conference altogether.
Yeah, very different. But yeah, so we talked about finding the time to create marketing materials and all of that. But let's talk about content strategy, types of content. So what do you think, well, first of all, in your own business, for yourself, what have been some of the most effective forms of content for you?
So I think anything with my face on it, right? Which sounds so egotistical. And I promise you, it's not that. It's the fact that people like people. So they like to see pictures. So my Instagram, I know without fail, when I put a photo of me or my family or my daughter or my husband, that's what gets all the reactions. Because people like that personal thing. And don't get me wrong, it's not to say that, like, someone asked me the other day, I was training, and they were like, why don't you just literally put photos of you up? And I was like, well, because you would get bored of it and it wouldn't be effective after a while. So what happens though is the way that the algorithms work, if you put something good up that loads of people like and they like it and they interact with it, then the next time you put the next post up, it helps lift the amount of people that would see it. So therefore it's always good to kind of mix in those really good quality posts, but those for me are the best. And also organic stuff. So when I talk about content, I talk in two different ways. You've got organic stuff and you've got planned stuff. So your planned content is things like...
So by organic, you don't simply mean not paid or boosted. You mean that it really is kind of on the fly, not overly planned and batch created. Got it.
Exactly. So your planned stuff is like your testimonials, your USPs, your products, your quotes, your anything that you can sit beforehand and plan that content. So I always have a really big batch of that, if you like. So we do that batch content. And I might have like a number of them going out every single week. So I can almost not worry that if I don't get a chance to do something organically, that something is still going out.
That's so smart.
But the organic stuff is the best stuff. That's what people love. They love to see the on the fly stuff. So when I do an Insta story and I'm talking about something I've just done, or when like today, obviously my Instagram and Twitter have just gone boom, which is amazing. I love that. So, and that is more interesting and more engaging than necessarily just your average kind of here's a USP, here's a product, here's me, my latest podcast and stuff. And don't get me wrong, it's still totally essential that we do those sort of posts. However, the organic stuff, so the organic stuff would include things like stories, doing live stories. It would include things like if you're going to an event, behind the scenes stuff. reposting other people's content. So repurposing, say, so Social Media Examiner, I'll obviously repost something of theirs. I can't plan for that. Now I can know that I'm going to, but I don't know what I'm going to post until I see it. And also user-generated content.
Oh, that's the best.
Honestly. So today has literally been user-generated content. It's just been retweeting and sharing other people's posts. And that actually, for me, I think in any business is probably one of the best type of content you can have. Because that's not you saying, I'm amazing. That is someone else going, they're amazing, or their product's amazing, or I love this, or I eat here, or I love this drink, or I wear these clothes, or whatever it is. That's the best type of content. And obviously, unless you're working with influencers, you can't necessarily plan that content. So for me, the organic stuff always works really, really well.
Nice. Fantastic. And I really love that. And that actually, I needed to hear that right now, honestly, because I mean, that's been the core of what I do, which is very on the fly. I do need to plan more stuff. Yeah. So that when things don't come up, there's stuff there. And also that's often the stuff that has value to it and all of that. But the organic content, that brands you.
Yes. No,
really
I agree.
nicely and realistically.
And actually the thing about the plan stuff is it's the stuff that we forget to say. Yeah. Okay. So you are sat in your business and we're sat in ours, and I could be sat here going, everyone knows what I do. Everyone knows I speak on social media or I speak on digital marketing. Everyone knows I consult, I do this. But you know what? They really don't. So actually, the planned posts of the ones saying, I offer consultancy, or I have a course or a membership or whatever it might be, or here's my product. Those are the posts that actually people forget to put up. Yes. And therefore, the planned stuff, although it might seem a little bit less interesting, and it might seem a little bit dull, and the testimonials, it might seem a little bit like, you know, not really creative and exciting content. It's still so important. So important.
What type of content converts best for you?
So the thing that converts for me are lead magnets. So when I'm promoting a lead magnet. So
let's define that.
Okay. So lead magnets are basically you giving something away for free that your audience want. And I don't mean here's an hour of my time or here's a free product. I mean some information or something that is going to help them in their world, depending on what the problems are. So for me, when I do a lead magnet, it's things like, in fact, I did a lead magnet around how to manage your time using social media and how to be really proactive. So I put together some checklists that we use in our business. And you know what? I was really scared to give it away because this was my differentiator. This is what made me different from our competitors and what enabled us to charge more. So when I was thinking, am I going to give this away? I got scared because I thought, I'm giving away my best stuff. But you know what? Amy Porterfield says, and I'll do whatever she says. As well. She says, if it's too good to give away, give it away. Because people will look at it and go, if that's what she gives for free, what the hell do I get in a course or do I get in a membership? So, so those are things that work really, really well for me. So I will basically say, you know, here's my thing, go get it. And then they have to go to a landing page that then enables them to download it. But I get their email address. Yeah. So the lead magnet stuff is really, really good. But I think the key of that comes from the fact that I have worked really hard to understand my clients' pain points and what their problems are and how I can help them.
And what are they?
So basically, when it comes to social media, and you all know this so well, in fact, your talk today was about this, time. Yes. People spend way too much time. And actually, you've got businesses to run. Yes. And also, I don't necessarily think, even though I have an agency that does social media management, I don't always think we're the best place for people to do it. Yes. I would much rather have a client do their own social media, but do it properly. And you know, people think I am like doing myself out of business all the time, but I'm a very honest person. I can't sit there and go, it's better if we do it. Because actually, ideally, there's someone in the business that's given that role and they're trained. And then it's always best that they do it. So for me, it's things like, how do I save time on social media? How do I create content quickly? How do I come up with ideas? That basically people are overwhelmed by trying to, you know, we've been at a conference today. We've been sat there listening to speakers. And literally, we should be doing live video. We should be doing normal video. Have we got a podcast? Have we got a blog?
Yeah.
Should we be doing webinars?
Yep.
You know, there are literally a million things we could all be doing every single day. And people, I think, are just getting to the point where they're like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And
especially as we've got kids.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness.
Yeah.
God bless us for being here.
I know. Honestly, my child, she's somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's fine. No, I'm joking. She's with her dad. Or someone calls social services.
Yay for the good dad.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah, it's totally overwhelming to try and do all this stuff. So I think anything that can help people manage that better, but also the tools are amazing. So they can do really good things for business. So it's not like, I don't want to sit here and go, don't worry about it, just leave them. You know, you need to do them, but you need to find ways in which you can do them efficiently and succinctly, and also that works for your business. Because I don't know about you, Christine, but often I see businesses who think they need to do everything and be on everything.
Never do, ever. That's what leads to burnout, and it's also not a good use of your resources.
So I always say to people, I'd much rather you pick one or two platforms where you know your audience are. And
where you'll actually do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, you know, focus on those, then try and spread yourself across everything and do it terribly. So I need to tell you something funny, considering we've been at Andrew and Pete's event. So Andrew and Pete and I, we do a call every single Monday morning. I help them with their funnels and stuff. I know, it is amazing. It's a great way to start my week.
They've got great funnels. I've gotten into their funnels from a few different directions, and the experience has been completely different every time, depending on what they're trying to lead me
and
towards.
They've got great content as
great.
well.
Yeah.
So we get on this call and we end up talking not just about them, we end up talking about me as well, which is really lovely of them. So we're sat there chatting away, and I said to them, they were like, oh, you're in a new office. And I'd moved my office. I was like, oh yeah, I needed a bit of backdrop because I'm going to start YouTube. And they were like, Teresa, have you got a podcast? I was like, yes, I've got a podcast. They were like, so are you going to stop that? I was like, oh no, I love my podcast. And they were like, why are you doing a YouTube channel? And even as people in the industry, we feel like we have to do everything.
Absolutely.
And they literally sat there and went, we think you're mad, and we're not going to allow you to do a YouTube channel.
Wow.
And I was like, but I think I'd come across well. I'd like to do a YouTube channel. And they're like, too much. Focus on your one thing.
That's
do
impressive.
it really well. So I got told off and told never to go on YouTube.
Oh, I love them. I just download these Facebook Live videos every Friday, and I pop them up on YouTube. And no one watches them on YouTube because I'm not investing in my YouTube strategy, and I don't care. They're just another way people could, in theory, find me. But I live on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to this stuff, I like to say I'm realist on Facebook, smartest on Twitter, and most fun on Instagram.
Oh, I love that.
I think it works.
Love that. See, that's interesting because my Instagram, that's my most vulnerable, honest. So I tend to share quite a lot on there, whereas I do hardly anything on Facebook. I use a lot of Facebook advertising, but I don't post a huge amount to it. And Twitter, I'm probably funnier on Twitter.
I love that.
Because I love a GIF. Like, honestly, I'm all over the GIF.
I kind of want it to go in a Tumblr direction where it's like all GIF replies. I feel like Instagram needs to get at least visual replies. But then again, that might get a little bit cluttered on the screen. Okay, so my last real question is, you mentioned tools.
Yes.
What are some of your favorite tools for managing the overwhelm of all this content and engagement and all that?
So for me, one of the things I like to do is once you've come up with loads of ideas for the planned content, is you obviously need to create assets.
Yeah.
So my favorite tools are Canva, obviously.
Obviously, Canva's fabulous.
Amazing. Yeah. And I showed someone it once and they literally were like, you've changed my life.
Yeah.
So, and it does change your life. So that's really great. Also, if you're going to do videos, now I'm not going to lie to you and say I do them because I don't. I have an amazing team member called Anne who creates videos using Biteable. And if you have a look on the THW page at any point and you see any videos, she's done them, and they're phenomenal and like easy and simple, and it's great to have any type of video or anything moving. That's wonderful. And then I'd use a scheduler. So we schedule all our posts that are planned. So we use, if you're just starting out or you haven't got a huge budget, Buffer is my favorite.
Yeah.
I love the guys at Buffer. They're a great business, lovely people. So that's a really good one. if you want to take it up a bit and step it up, then Agora Pulse is a really, really good
I am
system.
literally just about, as soon as I get home, actually, I'm about to join Agora Pulse for the first time because I keep hearing from people like Andrew and Pete, like a whole bunch of other people, you know, how great it is. So I'm about to start using it. And they were a sponsor of Atomicon.
Yes, and it's a great system. So, but it does do a lot more than Buffer does. So actually, it tends to be, I think, if you're managing for clients or if you have loads of accounts. I think if you're just one or two, you just want to schedule, because obviously you can schedule into Facebook, but you can't do it anywhere else. So Buffer will do all the others for you and Facebook. So start there if you're just starting, but if you want to step it up a bit, Agora Pulse.
I love that. Perfect.
Cool.
And now I've been doing a section kind of inspired by the fun of Andrew and Pete's podcast called 5 Questions, which itself is inspired by the original Daily Show with Craig Kilborn. I didn't plan our 5 questions in advance because I was a little busy getting here, but I'm going to whip some out of thin air.
Okay.
All right. And these are just first thing that pops into your head. Do not overthink them.
Okay.
Number 1, Facebook Live or Instagram Story?
Stories.
Okay. Number 2, webinar or e-course? Meaning paid webinar or e-course?
Ooh, e-course.
All right.
I'd do a free webinar.
All right. Andrew or Pete?
Oh, Andrew.
See, I'm team Pete. Well, I'm team both. They're wonderful.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, we even out.
Great.
Perfect.
There
They
you
are.
go.
They are amazing.
You take one, I take the other.
Yeah.
All good.
I don't know how Andrew's girlfriend would feel about that, but or my husband.
Yeah, we love you, husbands. Good fathers. Oh, let's see. Let's whip out 2 more.
No, you're on the spot.
Yeah, I know. Public speaking or Facebook video?
Oh, public speaking every time. Love it. Love it.
Nice. And let's see. Atomic or Upreneur?
Oh, Atomic.
All right. Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
Teresa Heath-Wareing of THW Marketing, not the marketing.
No.
Tell Google that they're wrong. Maybe we can Santorum this, where like if enough people click, you'll outrank the.
Yeah, and then suddenly everybody puts the in, we'll get THW. I love it.
That would be magical.
We should try that.
I love it. SEO, man.
Yeah.
That would be great. Do you go to World? Do you go to San Diego?
I am coming to Social Media Marketing World.
So in case you've been under a rock for a while or just tuning into me for the first time ever, I'm obsessed with Social Media Marketing World in San Diego every year, run by Social Media Examiner. We are headed there. Half the room today, half the people at Atomicon are headed to San Diego together in a couple of weeks. And I will put my affiliate link in the comment thread. There's a virtual ticket because it's a little last minute to randomly decide to go to San Diego. You still can. There are flights available. You can do it. But there's also a virtual ticket. So you can get all the information. And I highly encourage you to at least try to go next year because the people are the best part for me. That's where I met Andrew and Pete.
It's madness.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is the best week of my entire year. Anyway, I've been Christine Gritmon. Tune in next Friday. Again at 12 noon Eastern time, which is where I am in New York, and 5 p.m. British time, since we've got peeps in Britain. Bye!
Bye!